Hi guys, it's me Lewis, and today I'm here to talk about a little topic that I've got like a big list right here of some old classic games from the original Xbox. Now, as you may or may not to those obviously may or may not know, E3 is obviously right around the corner. Now. Now, of course, we've got games like State of Decay 2, Crackdown 3, Cuphead, Below, which by the way, below I couldn't really give a fuck about, to be honest with you. And yes, Crackdown 3 is still in development. Obviously, well, hopefully we get a release date pretty soon, since the fact that game's been in development for God knows how fucking long. Now, I personally believe that Microsoft should bring back more classic games, and since they brought back Voodoo Vince Remastered, which, by the way, very fucking happy that game came back, brings back a lot of fucking memories back from the year 2003, thanks Microsoft. And last night I just played Phantom Dust Remastered, which, by the way, is free to download. So if you guys haven't heard that news, go and download it now on your Xbox One or Windows 10. Either way, the game itself is really fucking good. But if it's your first time playing it, it's very fucking confusing at first, but it takes a lot of time to get used to it. So I would suggest go on the fucking scenario campaign mode and do your training from there, because that's highly recommended. So back to the topic at hand. What games should Microsoft bring back? Now, these are all games that Microsoft has published over the years on the original Xbox. Now, except for one of them that came out on the 360, but that was like on the early days of the 360, which we'll get to later on. Now, we're going to start off with the list right here. Sorry, so we're going to start off with the most highly requested game ever, Blinks the Cat. Yes, that crazy cat who carries that vacuum cleaner that makes you rewind time, stop time, pause time for a few seconds, or fast forward time. Oh my god, Blinks the fucking cat. We have not seen him in over a fucking decade. We've only got Blinks 1 and 2, and that was it. We didn't get Blinks 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you name it. We didn't get any fucking sequels after that. And I'm quite surprised. I'm quite surprised that Microsoft hasn't even worked on a new Blinks game yet. Obviously, tons of Japanese studios who were working for Microsoft back then pretty much left, because obviously, Xbox in Japan is pretty much dead in that region. No fucking joke. But Blinks the Cat is definitely a top high priority that it should return. And the reason why I'm saying that is because if you look at it this way, right? Honestly, ever since a lot of people saw Voodoo Vince Remastered, people have been demanding Microsoft to bring back Blinks as either a remastered collection of both Blinks 1 and 2, which would be awesome, or Blinks 3, which will be double awesome. Now, honest to God, Blinks 1, I have to say the gameplay was fucking amazing, but the one thing I found very bizarre with the first game was that every fucking character spoke in this bizarre language. And I was like, is this like a language they made up for the game, or I was just fucking confused. But turns out obviously a few years later, when the 360 was around, I realized it was definitely just a bizarre language that the developers made up just to make sure that it's in a different world, in a different time, in different countries and shit. But other than that, Blinks the Cat really needs to come back, because people have been asking for this game to return for quite some time now. And since Voodoo Vince Remastered came back, like I said, more people have been asking for Blinks even more. So, who knows? We could see this game at E3 as a little cinematic teaser. Who knows? Possibly. Well, who knows? I mean, it could happen, it could not. So, yeah. Now, let's move on to the next game. A game that I really want to see return, but as a better version of it, Quantum Redshift, and now some people are thinking, is that the sequel to Quantum Break? No, it's not a sequel or a prequel or a spin-off to Quantum Break. Just because it has the name Quantum in the name doesn't mean those two games are related. Okay, they're completely separate games. Quantum Redshift is a futuristic racing game, which obviously to those who know who I am, love futuristic racing. To those who know who I am, I absolutely fucking love futuristic racing games. And of course, we have, Quantum Break, which is obviously that third-person shooter where you travel through time and stop time, which I think was an okay game, I guess. Wasn't really one of the wasn't one of my top games I wanted to get. It was okay. It was meh. But Quantum Redshift, I really, really want to see this game get a second chance, because the reason why I'm saying that is because this was actually one of Microsoft's underdog games, and there's two things that were leaked online that got cancelled. The sequel to the game was supposed to come to both the original Xbox and 360 that was planned, but unfortunately that shit got cancelled. And a mini and was it? I think it was like a 4-part issue comic book series. Yeah, those two things were fucking cancelled. And obviously, like I said, this is an underdog game, which by the way, which obviously that means very underrated. Didn't sell that well, but it was a good game. Now, the only complaint that I did have with the game was that most of the ships that you raced in, only I would say like 2 or 3 of them were very fucking hard to control. Like you honestly, you were slip and slide all over the fucking place. It was an absolute fucking nightmare. But did you know that Quantum Redshift was also on a very low budget, which may explain why the cutscenes and the characters' dialogues were so goddamn short, and it also explains why there's actually clone racetracks from the actual racetracks themselves. But other than that, Quantum Redshift, I absolutely missed that game to bits. Which I will say right now, it wasn't exactly one of my all-time favorite futuristic racing games like F-Zero, Wipeout, Extreme G, and which by the way, Red Owls I'm getting this August. By the way, finally that game's got a fucking release date. Cannot wait to get that game pretty soon. So fucking happy. But if Microsoft decides that they're going to bring back Quantum Redshift, here's 2 ways that they can do this. They can either reboot the original by bringing back obviously old characters, new old characters, new old ships, the original racetracks, not the clone ones. Replace the clone ones with like completely fresh and new racetracks. That right there, I would give that a thumbs up, definitely. Bring in new characters, bring in new ships, bring in online multiplayer, and bam, you're good to go. So yeah, Quantum Redshift, I just want to see this game get a second chance. That's all I fucking want. Please, Microsoft, just do that. I really want that shit, because now would be a good time to bring it back, because the futuristic racing genre is coming back in a big fucking way. Don't believe me? Here's some proof that you can find online, okay? The Wipeout Omega Collection, Fast RMX, Red Owls, Grip, and what's the other futuristic racing game? I keep forgetting what that one was called. I do apologize. But yeah, those games, yeah, that right there shows that people are hyped up for those games, because people have been asking for futuristic race games to come back for a while now. Obviously, that genre kind of died off a couple of years ago, but now it's kind of like revived. It's pretty much reviving itself, and I'm loving that a whole lot. So yeah, Quantum Redshift, I really need that shit. I really fucking do. Now, do apologize. That was my phone going off. Well, not phone, tablet. Sorry, tablet was going off. Do apologize. Now let's move on to the most awesome third-person shooter back on the original Xbox, Brute Force. Holy dog shit, Brute Force, Brute fucking Force. Oh my god, I fucking love that game. Do you wanna know why? The characters and the story were so generic, so cliche, so fucking cheesy, but at the same time, I fucking loved it. Somehow the developers of that game managed to make those 2 types of things so so cliche, generic, and cheesy, but at the same time likable, and I love that shit a whole lot. And I actually remember the characters' names after so many years. There was Tex, Brutus, who was one of my favorite characters, by the way. He was like this crocodile lizard character. What is it? Hawk and Flint. So those are the four playable characters. Those are like the four playable characters you can choose from. And Brute Force was not just only a third-person shooter; it was kind of like an RTS style type of game in a way, but without the bird's eye view element. Basically, what I'm saying by RTS type of features and elements to it is that you could actually command each character what to do. You can tell them to hold their position. You can tell them to follow you. You can tell them to go and attack the enemy over there. You can tell them to trade weapons with each other, or trade different items. Obviously get your health back or get extra ammo, which shit like that was pretty cool. But other than that, Brute Force, I would recommend either doing these two types of things, right? Because they can either do a remaster of the original series fully from the ground up. Don't remaster the original. Don't remaster like the original like what they did with Phantom Dust. Because I'm telling you right now, remaster it fully from the ground up, just like what Sony and Activision has done with the Crash Bandicoot trilogy. Because that would look so much better. Don't fucking remaster the original where everything just looks like absolute fucking plastic. Just don't fucking do that at all. That would just fucking kill it. I'll tell you right now, that really would. But the one, or they can actually go with a sequel, Brute Force 2, which I don't. Which, by the way, Brute Force was one of those games that deserved a sequel and it never got one. And I never understood why. And I really do want. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do either want a remaster fully from the ground up or a sequel to this game. But I actually believe that Brute Force 2 would actually bring up more hype. Like, bring in online co-op, obviously local co-op, of course, because people love that shit, and bring in online multiplayer so people can go against each other, like team deathmatch, capture the flag, elimination and shit like that. That right there will be fucking amazing. Please do that, Microsoft. Bring back Brute Force. That would be fucking fantastic. As either a remaster fully from the ground up or a sequel from the first game. That right there will be fucking great. Now, let's move on to another game that could be very possible that we could see this game announced at E3 this year, and that's none other than Mechasalt. Now, there has been tons of fucking rumors going around about a new Mechasalt game being announced I think it was either a Mechasalt reboot, Mechasalt 3, or a HD remastered collection of the series. Either one of them, I'm down for that shit, because it still looks good to this day. I believe you can download the emulated version of the game and update it in high res 1080p and at 60 frames per second. It looks fucking great. It really does. But Mechasalt, holy shit. I have not played that game in quite some time. Holy shit. But the one thing I absolutely enjoyed with that game is that the one thing that gets you hyped so much with Mechasalt is that every time you go into one level and you're about to fight an army of mechs, it plays this Doom rock music in the background. And oh my god, it gets you so hyped just killing shit. Just honestly, it's fucking great. And the one thing that kind of made me cringe a little bit about the game, but in a good way, that is where you get crush the soldiers on the ground when you're in mechs. So you walk into this mech, you crush them, and you can hear the bones cracking and breaking, it's just. I can just imagine Microsoft making it more brutal by making it go into those Mortal Kombat X-ray cinematics. That right there will make it more fucking brutal, but I doubt they'll go for that. But other than that, Mechasalt, bringing it back as either a reboot or making a sequel to the previous two games, or making a HD remastered collection of the two games with online features. That right there, people will absolutely love, because Mechasalt did get a lot of good reviews, and it was a really fucking good game. I fucking enjoyed it. So, Yeah, Microsoft, yeah, that game deserves to come back, and if it does get announced at E3 this year, I would not be surprised, because obviously the rumors have been going around since, like, last year, and it's still going to this day. Hopefully we do see more classic Xbox games return, well, hopefully Microsoft does, which I hope that rumor has turned out to be true, because that right there will fucking show us that Microsoft is kind of doing something right for a change. Now, let's move on to another game, which is basically a parody of those game shows what is it, Family Fortunes, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, or to anyone who lives in the UK, who remembers that show Gladiators? Because which by the way, that was a fucking awesome game show. By the way, I missed that shit so much. Anyway, this game, I think some people might know what I'm talking about, is none other than Whacked. Now, Whacked, holy fucking shit. This game was absolutely fucking bizarre. It was crazy. It was hilarious. But at the same time, it was fucking fun. Now, here's one thing I did not realize until like a few years later. There's 8 characters in total, right? And 7 of those characters each represent a deadly sin from the 7 deadly sins. So one represents gluttony, the other one represents lust, the other represents sloth, the other pride, greed, wrath, and envy. Envy and lust. Yeah. So yeah, they all represent those deadly sins. And it's very no one, not even me, ever knew that until like a few years later. Because if you look at the characters and see their personality, they represent a deadly sin. Like, holy shit, you do not realize that. But other than that, Whacked was a really fucking fun game. And hell, if they do manage to add online multiplayer to this game, which by the way, I would recommend doing a remaster of the original, which by the way, I would highly recommend doing that. Which by the way, remastering the original is a lot fucking better than obviously doing a sequel or whatever, because I really don't see that happening. But remastering Whacked is definitely a definite plus, because adding like local and online multiplayer, that would make the game more fun and more enjoyable. And since the game didn't have that much content back then, I can see the game going up to around like $15 or $20 at least. I mean, that right there is the right minimum. Don't go any more higher than that. Around $15 or $20, people will go for that shit. So yeah, Whacked, yeah, pretty much that game deserves to come back, because I miss the gameplay, I miss the humor, I miss the absolute madness in that fucking game. So yeah, it's oh man, Whacked. Miss you so much, man. There's always a soft spot for you, Whacked. Always a soft spot, sorry. Now, here is another game which I know some people are gonna question me about, but I'm gonna say anyway, is none other than Stubbs the Zombie. Now, here's some people are gonna be questioning, saying, "Well, Lewis, what is it? Microsoft doesn't really own the game." Well, you're half right, my friend, because Microsoft actually owns a small little pinch of the marketing rights, because the developers and publishers who worked on that game sadly, went bankrupt, like a lot of the developers who worked on a lot of these classic Xbox games today, back then. But other than that, Stubbs the Zombie does deserve a comeback. Again, this is another game that I can see being remastered, but fully from the ground up, because I really don't see a sequel of this game happening. I really fucking don't. But a remaster of the original, call it Stubbs the Zombie Resurrected. That right there will be fucking fantastic. I would love that shit. So yeah, Stubbs the Zombie, basically you played as like a zombie who was shot and killed, who was resurrected from the dead. Obviously as a zombie, you goes around eating flesh, turning people into other zombies. And not to mention, it's quite a fucking gruesome game. I'm not gonna lie. You bite someone's head, you can see like a big fucking chunk like missing from their skull, and you can see like their brain and shit. And you see like blood like spurting out like a fucking fountain. Like, holy shit. And the blood physics in that game are pretty fucking amazing for a game that came out back in, I think, 2004 or 2005. that right there, that game right there has some pretty good blood physics. But Stubbs the Zombie does deserve a remaster. It really fucking does. I would love to see some shit like that again. That'd be fucking fantastic. Now let's move on to another game that's got some, which again got some good reviews, brilliant fucking gameplay, but again no sequel, and that is none other than Crimson Skies. Now, Crimson Skies was quite a really fucking awesome game. I'm not gonna lie. Brilliant fucking characters, brilliant fucking story, and the whole gameplay is basically where you fly in these planes, well, bizarre-looking planes, I should say the least, which takes place around, I think, like the 1940s or 1950s, where you shoot down like Nazi blimps or Nazi planes or these Bioshock-like robots, and you just honestly got so much fucking mayhem in that game. It's absolutely fucking fantastic because Crimson Skies I absolutely adored quite a lot, to be honest with you, because playing that game back in the day was pretty fucking fun. Flying around, shooting the shit out of everything you see from Nazi planes, blimps, Bioshock looking robots. It's absolutely fucking fantastic, and the story itself is pretty damn amazing. It feels like one of those like films that was like made in the 1950s, where it has like those types of like character personalities and voices like way back then. That's what it feels like, and I love that shit a whole lot because I'm actually starting to get into like the old like classic films. Because obviously, modern day movies are starting to become absolute fucking garbage. But other than that, I absolutely fucking enjoyed Crimson Skies, and I would actually recommend this game coming back as well. After Blinks, of course. I mean, Blinks, then Crimson Skies, then Quantum Redshift. Please Microsoft. But yeah, Crimson Skies. Yeah, a lot of people have been saying, yeah, we want to see that come back as either as a remaster or a sequel. That right there will be fucking great. So let's move on to a really fun party game that was on both the original Xbox and 360. But I'm only going to mention the original Xbox version. Fusion Frenzy! Now, Fusion Frenzy was a really fucking fun game to play on the original Xbox. I enjoyed that shit a lot with my friends because every time when I come home from school, I usually like invite my friends over to come over and play some Xbox games. We play some Quantum Redshift. We play a bit of Blink but usually we play a lot of Fusion Frenzy, and we absolutely fucking love that game because I can see why so many fucking people hated Fusion Frenzy 2, because Fusion Frenzy 2 was basically with Fusion Frenzy 2, you were just rebuying the same, you basically just bought the same fucking game, but with updated designs. That right there was pure fucking laziness in development at its finest. I am not fucking kidding you. But Fusion Frenzy itself was a lot of fucking fun. I enjoyed that shit a lot, and I mean a lot. Basically, the entire game involves like which again I'm gonna mention this game show again, Gladiators. It has similar games to that to that show. I would say had very similar shit to that show, but Fusion Frenzy was a bit more over the top ridiculous, where you have to drive in these super hoverbike cars, where it has like that Tron neon wall that shows up that comes out the exhaust, and you got you rolling in those caged balls to like push people off or collect like these lights or whatnot. Fusion Frenzy had all of that, and that right there made it a lot of fun because it made the game so addictive. And I believe Fusion Frenzy 3 should happen now. Microsoft should do it the right way, of course. Don't do the same mistake as what Blitz Games did with Fusion Frenzy 2. Obviously, yeah, they can bring back the old characters that they get to choose in the game. That's perfectly fine. But of course, it would be nice to bring in new characters and new party games. That right there will be fantastic. So. Yeah, Fusion Frenzy, yeah, that game definitely deserves a fucking comeback. I'm not fucking kidding you. Fusion Frenzy 3 I really want that. I really do. Fucking fun. Was a really fucking fun series, and I really want to see it come back. I really fucking do. Now, let's move on to the very last game that came out on the early days of the 360, and that's none other than Lost Odyssey. Now, a lot of people have been saying that, Lost Odyssey could be, Microsoft's Final Fantasy. And I would have to agree, because I mean, that would be fucking great. I mean, Final Fantasy 15 was fucking awesome. I enjoyed playing that a whole lot. And yeah, I'm still waiting for Final Fantasy 7 remake, which come on, Square Enix, stop fucking around. You've done this before, you're done with the delaying shit before. We're tired of it now. Stop delaying our fucking games, you twat. But other than that, Lost Odyssey was it was actually a mixture of the Final Fantasy gameplay mixed with Dynasty Warriors type of style to it, and it was really fucking good. I enjoyed playing Lost Odyssey, but again, this was another 360 game that was completely fucking underrated, and again, it never got a sequel either. So Lost Odyssey, I would recommend either doing a remaster of the original or making a sequel, which obviously will be called Lost Odyssey 2. But yeah, Lost Odyssey, that game I would definitely recommend Microsoft making that as their Final Fantasy, because that would be fucking great. And that's the entire list of these games. And now, all those games that I've listed right now, these are games that I would recommend bringing back for the Xbox One and Windows 10, because I believe it is the right time to bring back some classics. I mean, there could be some classic games that could be missing, but it's got to be games that Microsoft still owns to this day. It can't be games that that Microsoft obviously doesn't own, of course. Obviously, if there's any Xbox exclusives that were originally owned by different publishers or different developers, and Microsoft never picked up the rights to it, then yeah, there's pretty much no point in bringing those games back. But that's a lot of time for, guys. So don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. And yes, tell me what games you want to see on the Xbox One and Windows 10 return from the original Xbox. Okay, guys, peace out.